everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Sorry for a little jerkiness. We are on the road today. Don't worry, I am not looking through my camera. I'm looking at the road. So, not exactly sure what I'm showing you, but anyway, it would be beautiful fall colors right now if the sun was out, but it's been raining again for days and pretty dark. We are on a road trip at this early hour in the morning. We left home just after 7 and we're going to get a log splitter to help us on the property. The one I was going to get ended up sold, so I didn't end up with that. So we're going on a road trip today. It's quite a ride, but the price is right. So that's going to help us tremendously on the homestead, because we are burning firewood already and we're burning it fast. I'll have to show you later. So I'm going to shut down the camera because something's on the road. That is going to be beautiful soon. Well, if the sun is shining, it would probably be now. A little bit of fall colors up here further north. We're surrounded by green trees. We got nothing. We got that. People drive a long way to see the fall colors. Sorry, I'm not looking through my camera lens, but I just thought that was spectacular and something that a lot of people desire to see and never get to even in their lives. And we have it every year. It's not yet peak season, but we're getting there. There should be some more reds in there. A lot of green yet, but we're getting there. Maybe if the sun shines later, we'll get you a good shot on the way home. Well guys, it took us 5 hours round trip. But this is a much better log splitter than the one I had in New York, and much nicer than the one I was going to get, and much cheaper. This one has been somewhat maintained, has a brand new hitch on it, and the reason it took us so long, I thought it was a 1 7/8, and I forgot to ask, and I didn't take a 2-inch with me, which is good I didn't anyway, because I had the wrong shaft 2-inch ball, so I ended up buying one. It was only $6 at Walmart, which happened to be 2 miles down the road from where I got this. Duct tape I put on because there's a nut was missing on the crank, but other than that, we have a newer piston, so that had been replaced. You can tell the piston used to be there. Foam cup I put on. The engine, the guy had put on this engine himself and said he spent $200 on it. I think he got robbed because the engine doesn't have spark, and he got sick of used log splitters. He said he had 2 of them and he was just getting rid of them and buying a new one. I checked it out. I lubed everything up and I checked it out, and he thought it was the kill switch was grounding out, but it's not that. It's definitely not that. It's not getting spark. So it's probably magneto or condenser points or coil, and I'm just not going to mess with it. If my 11 horse electric start fits on here, I'm just going to do a quick engine swap. So before I even grabbed the camera, I lubed everything up, and first thing I did is checked for spark. I pulled the plug, tried 2 different plugs, no go. So I lubed everything up, and there's only 3 bolts holding that engine on. If the shaft is the same size as what I've got and the height is the same, it's going on here. That black one I had in New York, I kept that one. Also, it depends on if that'll mesh up where the filler neck is. I hope it'll fit. Anyway, what took me so long is the tires were low, and I went to Walmart, and the guy there was kind enough to help me fill the tires. They're not the prettiest, but they did hold air for the long trip home. The piston has been replaced, like I said. It looks like they never retracted it all the way, but it's not rusty, so I might try cleaning that up. and keep it retracted when not in use. But at least it's not rusty. Everything works except for the no spark. But that, wow, that is big. That is not going to be coming apart on me. Can definitely use some sharpening though. But that is definitely not going to come apart on me. I've seen them break the welds and come off, and I've seen less beefy machines get broke. When they put this on, they welded that on really good, I think, and you can tell it's been on for a while, so I'm thinking it did its job. Anyway, there it is. There's a log splitter. So we gotta hit the road again and take care of something else. When I get home, if it's not raining on me, it's been raining on and off. When I get home, if it's not raining, I'm gonna swap engine on this, and then this will be a winter project to clean up. I'll probably just get one of those electronic ignitions and toss it on there, because I am just not gonna play around with it. It's easy enough to swap them out. What does it say? Instructions. Oh, see instruction book before starting. The make and model type. Yeah, there's all the serial numbers and everything on the top. I'll look it up. I think it's an old Briggs. He said it's an 8 horsepower. But I'm pretty sure mine will mesh up with that. So, we'll check it out in a while. Well guys, I'm back. First thing I did, it was raining out, so I did not have my camera. I took off the 8 horse Briggs. It had no spark, so I took that off. It was a very, very simple job. And boy, you can see that 11 horse is a big, big engine. You guys might recognize this from New York. That's the 11 horse electric start Briggs from New York that we ran on the log splitter. And it's back on a log splitter. It seems to be that's its dedicated job in life now. It is on the log splitter. So I just did a quick engine swap. Literally quick. I mean, it took me, it's too bad I didn't record. It was only a half-hour job, 30-40 minutes max. It was less than 40 minutes. I didn't time myself, but it was certainly less than 40 minutes. Because I went in, Melanie made up my coffee for me while I was out here, so I had something to go in and warm up with. So that one, I'm going to put a solid state ignition in it later. It's $15, $20, no big deal. I'll just, when I got time, I'll rip that apart and put that in there. But for now, I got this behemoth on there, and I'm going to put some more gas in there and run it. Now, the only thing that I don't understand, at this point, it looks like that's the fullest point back. Unless it's hanging on something, the engine was stuttering when I tried to retract it beyond this point. So I'm not sure what's causing that. I know the paint sure isn't causing it. But I think I'll end up scraping that off and see if I can retract that piston all the way it's supposed to be. That'll be safer to run like that. But anyway, I got it all. I lubed up everything. Literally everything. So, I gotta grease the rails though. I'm gonna do that next. But what I mean, I lubed up all the screws and points and joints. And even the chain, you can see it flung the oil. Or I had the chain lubed. So it runs. So I'm going to get some gas in here and set up the tripod and split a couple logs and show you. But I've got to figure out, this isn't much distance for splitting logs. And I don't know if they set something on here. I'm not an expert on pistons, why that won't go beyond this point without bogging the engine. I'm not sure. Flip the switch, see if it fires. it runs. That always was a rough engine, so I'm going to drop some seafoam in there and see if it does any better. Now, I don't get why, I think you hear the engine bog when I pull that piston back to that point. So that, I don't get why that does that. If anybody has any idea, let me know. But it seems to be that's the end of that piston, which is odd. It definitely should retract all the way, I think. That doesn't seem right to be out that far. But it, wow. It didn't even hesitate to cut that lug. That was oak, by the way. The second one. Didn't even hesitate to cut that. And I didn't sharpen the blade yet on that. Very, very impressive. I am very much pleased. Eventually I'll probably get new tires on that, but that's a heavy, heavy duty axle on this thing. That is a really hardcore, heavy duty axle. I'll get some grease in the bearings, pop them out and re-grease the bearings, and eventually get some tires. But for now, it's not leaving the property. It's just going to be moved around the property. So there's a beautiful, beautiful addition to the off-grid homestead. And honestly, from far away, it looks to be in very, very good shape. Melanie said, boy, that one looks nice compared to the other one that I was going to get. This one looks very good. Of course, we know the engine runs because that's the one from New York. But it starts and runs well, and it's powerful. It's very impressive. I'm pleased. Well, guys, I'm probably going to haul this over and cut some firewood. So I'll drop some seafoam in there and haul this over, and possibly see out there, see how I feel. It's cold though, but I got some wood to split. Beautiful. This one blows away the one in New York. Chris, I know you're gonna see this. Wow, I know you're gonna wish we had that in New York, right? Wow. This was like a half hour of work, guys. Look at that. Look at that. 30 minutes of work with this log splitter. Chris can tell you that other one was slow. It ran, but it was slow. And the engine stuttered. I always thought there was something wrong with the engine. Nothing wrong with that engine. That engine's running good. I put some seafoam in it, and boy, not bad at all. Not bad. Look at the dent I put in that huge pile. It was piled up to here. You can see the mark on a tree. Gone. Look at that. These are a little bit too long though. I've got to figure out why they won't retract all the way. By the way, I only had about 1.5 quarts of gas in there. So I think that's a 1 gallon tank. And I hardly had any gas in there. And I did all that on about 1.5 quarts of gas. 3 pints. Oh, look at that. I feel good, guys. I feel really good. Let me know if you have any idea why that piston won't go all the way back. The engine bogs and sputters. I don't know what's the issue unless it was made like that. You know what? It might be. It might be that's it. That might be the end of that piston. It's not the original piston on there. Now that I look at the length of the cylinder itself, that might have been just the way it was made, because the length of the cylinder and the length of this space here, that might be it. It might be all you get with that piston. But I can surely cut a lot of firewood now. Yeah, I'll measure that to be sure one day. But that might be exactly what it is. It is retracted all the way. But, well guys, I'm feeling really happy. Really, really, really happy. This blows away the one in New York by far. Wow. Well guys, it's Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Another awesome day at the Off-Grid Homestead. I am feeling really, really happy about this. What a deal. Won't talk numbers, but let's just say I'm very, very pleased. I am very pleased with this. What a deal. Alright guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Follow our daily videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. Part of off-grid living right here, guys, providing your own firewood. And maybe even next year a little bit of extra spending money by selling the firewood. Maybe I can even make up the cost of this entirely, including the engine that I put on there, by selling firewood next year. Definitely a good machine. And the other engine, it's going to be a $15, $20 fix. I just didn't want to play games today. I wanted it now, and I got it. Talk to you later.